Good morning, everybody. I brought you to the Roman Catholic Cathedral here in Liverpool, known locally as Paddy's Wigwam. It's a beautiful day, quite crisp. Now the 135, which has now arrived, and I'm very pleased with, but it also displays the same issue that I was experiencing with the 50mm, namely that it focuses way beyond infinity. So, thinking about it, I reckon that the issue is with the manual adapter. I might be wrong, but I can't think of anything else. Both lenses are pretty much identical when it comes to the focus throw. So I've come round to the front of the building now. I'll stay out of the wind, hopefully. I'm going to try and get some detail shots of the sculpture on the facade. If I just slowly spin you around, I don't want to make you feel sick in doing this, but if I spin you around, you can see over there the Radio City Tower. Lots of tourists around, which is great to see. And of course down there at the other end of Hope Street is the Anglican Cathedral. So now I'm going to put this away while I try and get some images of the sculptures here on the facade. So, at the moment anyway, I'm out of the wind. As I say, it's a beautiful day, but the wind is fairly strong and very cold. But we'll see what else we can get from down here. I like to come down here because this area doesn't get a great deal of use. Not many people bother to come down to this particular area. What I would say is that I've come out today with the EM10 with just this 135 Legacy lens on it. Obviously the 135, which equates to a 270mm telephoto on a full frame or 35mm camera, means that, excuse the noise in the background, means that you are really homing in, if you like, on a very small part of your subject matter. And but the beauty of coming out with one lens, which you know you cannot change, you can't zoom. The beauty of doing that is that it focuses the mind, pardon the pun, on both your subject matter and your technique. And I'll just slowly pan around. You probably can't even see, but the steps behind me lead up to the cathedral. And I'm going to try and take a shot of somebody just sitting up there. This issue with focusing, you know, it's obviously nothing to do with either of the lenses that I've purchased. most likely is that the lens to film plane distance with the manual adapter is incorrect, which therefore allows the lenses to focus well beyond infinity. So I'm going to look into that. It doesn't make life easy when you're photographing or trying to focus on things that are way off in the distance. One thing I would say about the EM10, bearing in mind this is a Mk.1, so I don't know if this has been changed in later versions or changed in firmware upgrades. As far as I'm aware, I'm using the latest firmware on my version. I do have an issue with it in as much as focus peaking, yes it has that and it's great, very useful. If you are using an autofocus lens on the EM10 and you put it in manual focus, it will automatically magnify the image when you turn the focusing ring. But when you've got a legacy lens on there, even though you have the camera set to manual focus, it won't magnify it, which is a pity, because I'm pretty damn sure that the Fujifilm cameras that I had did exactly that, and that makes life an awful lot easier when the image is magnified. But it is what it is, and we'll see how we get on. Back to taking some images, I think. It's a striking building, isn't it? I love it. I have photographed it many times. Interiors also very, very good photographically. Really unsuited to the 135mm lens that I have with me today, but we'll see what we can get detail wise of the outside. Well, it's 48 hours later, and I brought you to a different location. We're now pretty much on the waterfront down by the pier head. Behind me here you can see the Liver buildings, and if I just pan slowly around, you can probably see the River Mersey in the background in the distance. But I'm standing right next to Liverpool's parish church, which is Our Lady and St Nicholas behind me here. And I've come down here today again with the EM10, this time just with the 50mm Yashinon, because this is where I have to eat a rather large slice of humble pie. It turns out that the wonderful designers at Olympus did think about manual focus legacy lenses, and they have given me all the features that I need and that I couldn't find the other day. if in doubt, read the instructions, isn't that what they say? So I'm going to go through with you what you need to do to magnify the image when you're using old manual focus lenses. Basically it's split into not just 2 sections but 3, which is something that I wasn't at all prepared for when coming from the Fuji X-H1, which was the only other camera I've owned with image stabilization built into the body. Olympus, of course, have made a big feature about their IBIS, and I suppose I should have realized that there was a bit more to it than what I told you just the other day. And basically, if you go into the menu system, it can be found very easily. You are able to set focus peaking. In my case, with the Mk.1 EM10, I can set it to either black or white. I can't choose a different colour for the peaking, but nevertheless it's really useful. Then the second item in the menus is magnify, and that's in a completely separate section. So and that's why I was struggling with it the other day. You can set it to magnify when you dedicate, in my case, the function button number 1. So dedicate the function button number 1 to it. Hope you can hear me over the seagulls. Dedicate the function 1 button to magnify, press that, and straight away you get a beautifully magnified image. And hopefully I'll be able to show you what I mean when I get back on the computer, which you'll probably see now. And then the third aspect of all this, which took me a little bit by surprise, was the fact that you can match the focal length of the lens you're using to the IBIS. I'm not sure quite how much of an effect that has with legacy lenses, but nevertheless, I have played around with it at home just yesterday, and I have set it to both the 135, and then today I'm resetting it to the 50mm, and we'll see what those changes make when it comes to taking some images down here. Different weather conditions, the sun comes out and then goes behind this fairly high cloud, so I'm going to have a go and see what we can find in the churchyard. Catch you later. Right, I've taken 2 or 3 different shots. One of this memorial here, which is to the victims of the sinking of the MV Derbyshire back in the 80s, I think it was. Large loss of life when that ship sank. A couple of other sculptures that are here in the church gardens. The 50mm lens means I'm a little bit restricted. It's fairly tight area in which to work, so again it's detail shots, but nevertheless I'm happy to have got to the bottom of the correct use of legacy lenses on the EM10. Just goes to show you should never believe what half these YouTubers tell you, you know. But, I'm sorry that a lot of the images from both the cathedral shoot and, well, hopefully not down here, but the cathedral shoot were, I missed focus. I was determined to get to the bottom of it, and I should have realised that Olympus wouldn't ignore such a great feature with mirrorless bodies, this ability to use legacy lenses to their best advantage. So there we go. I'm going to call it a wrap from the parish church of Liverpool in the shadow of the liver buildings, I will say look after yourselves, enjoy your photography. If you don't, why are you doing it? Seriously, enjoy the hobby, it's a wonderful hobby, and I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.